Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Metaphysical Mito Griffin Red. And the topic of this video will be called the Lake Michigan Bermuda Triangle. I was doing some research online and I discovered that there is researchers have found that there was actually a Bermuda Triangle in Lake Michigan. Now, I reside in the state of Michigan and I found this really exciting as like I said, I'm really into the paranormal. I'm into magic and everything like that. So this topic really piqued my interest. And as I was reading the article online, it says, let's click on Detroit. It says, you may have heard of the Bermuda Triangle, but the Great Lakes has its own mysterious triangle. The Lake Michigan Triangle, which is sometimes referred to as the Michigan Triangle, spans from Manitowoc, Wisconsin to Ludington, Michigan, and south to Benton Harbor. The triangle has accounted for numerous mysterious events beginning in 1891 when a schooner named the Thomas Hume set off across Lake Michigan for lumber. The Hume disappeared along with his crew of 7 sailors. Not even a trace of the boat was ever found. In 1921, 11 people inside the Rosa Bell ship disappeared and their ship was found overturned in Lake Michigan. The ship had been damaged in a collision, but no other ship had been reported in an accident and no other wreck was found. The disappearance of Captain Donner. The bizarre case of Captain George R. Donner is one of the more mysterious triangle cases. On April 28, 1937, Captain Donner vanished from his cabin after guiding his ship through the icy waters. The captain went to his cabin to rest, and about 3 hours later, a crew member went to alert him that they were nearing the port. The doors locked from the inside. The mate broke into the cabin, only to find that it was empty. A search turned up no clues, and Donner's disappearance remains unsolved. The disappearance of Northwest Flight 2501. One of the most mysterious cases over Lake Michigan happened in 1950 when Northwest Airlines flight number 2501, which was carrying 58 people, crashed into Lake Michigan. The plane was never found. At the time, it was the deadliest commercial airliner accident in American history. The pilot had requested to descend to 2500 because of a severe electrical storm which was lashing the lake with high velocity winds when the plane disappeared from the radar. To this day, the plane wreckage has not been found and the cause of the crash remains unknown. About 2 hours after the last communication with Flight 2501, 2 police officers reported seeing a strange red light hovering over Lake Michigan and disappearing after 10 minutes, leading some to believe it was a UFO to blame. North America's Stonehenge, found in Lake Michigan. A popular theory blames the Triangle Mystery on an ancient underwater rock formation discovered in 2007. The 40-foot ring of rocks resting underneath Lake Michigan has a very similar alignment to that of Stonehenge. It says one stone outside the circle seems to have carvings that resemble a mastodon, an elephant-like animal that went extinct about 10,000 years ago. When you see it in the water, you're tempted to say, this is absolutely real. But that's what we need the experts to come in and verify. Many have reported other strange occurrences in the triangle area, including UFO sightings. Some have even claimed that the triangle was a time portal and that it could bend time, calling it the cause a metaphysical force with a supernatural vortex of energy. Some blame the disappearances on extreme weather, often found on Lake Michigan, including strong squalls and high winds. Now, this whole thing with this Bermuda Triangle and a lot of these other supernatural occurrences and phenomenon or whatnot has always intrigued me ever since I was a child. Now, those of you watching this video, I want you to sit back right now and just think, from your childhood all the way up until now. Have you always thought that there was always another dimension parallel to this. That there was something, there was like an existence more to this than what we see now, than this so-called physical realm or whatnot. You knew that there was more to this physical existence, and why the hell, especially um, growing up, like I said, in the Jehovah's Witness cult, I was told that Earth was the only planet that had life on it, and I just knew that was some bullshit. I knew that was some bullshit. Because why would God create all these planets, billions and millions of planets, and put life on just one? That's wasting matter. And I remember I had a pastor tell me, well, that's God's way of displaying His artwork. Yep, that's what I was told. That was God's way of displaying His artwork. We can't touch it. We can't go to it. And even when I was in the church, I even knew that this so-called Jehovah, Yahweh, or whatever you want to call him, I believe he created other beings. They may look similar to us. They may even look like us, and they reside on other planets with ultra advanced technology. I believe they exist. And as far as the Bermuda Triangle, I know that there were disappearances on the Atlantic Ocean or whatnot. I do believe that there are interdimensional portals and time portals all over this planet, and it's a lot of stuff that the powers that be, they are just not telling us. And I think that may be a good thing, because we are just, a lot of people are just so dumbed down as sheeple. It probably just blow their mind, the stuff that, if we just they just declassify all the stuff that existed out there. I really believe it was. So maybe this is the reason why. For our own, not for my safety, because I believe all this stuff exists or whatnot. But for the average sheeple, it's probably good that this stuff is kept classified, because a lot of people, dense people like that, they can't handle this kind of stuff. They can't. Anyway, I'll leave the link to the video in the description box. You can read it for yourself. Like I said, leave a comment. Has this stuff ever intrigued you? Have you this ever crossed your mind about this stuff like that? Crossed your mind. Have stuff like this ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about these things? Feel free to share them in the comment box. Once again, it's the Metaphysical MGTOW Griffin Red signing off, and take care.